Devil Hunter's Chainsaw Man introduces us to a new primal fear. The conversation Yoshida had with Fami is ramping up the story of Chainsaw Man to potentially cosmic universal threats, and I'm gonna own this big fat L to the chest and say my theory video of this mysterious woman as well. More on that later. We begin 122 with Yoshida casually talking with Fami at the same restaurant he treated Denji to in the beginning of part 2, where we learn that yes, Fami does live up to her reputation as the Hunger Devil and orders an exorbitant amount of food, burning a hole in Yoshida's wallet. Yoshida calls out Fami as the Famine Devil, and even more alarming, Fami casually responds, "I don't care if my identity is exposed." Yoshida tells Fami there's an urban legend around in which Nostradamus, yes, you know, the actual guy who predicted the end of the world, that in the 7th month of 1999, a great king of terror will descend. The general public thinks this information is TV sensationalism and just tabloid vomit, but public safety seems to think otherwise. Real quickly, can we acknowledge how the general public doesn't believe in the predictions of Nostradamus, but they are perfectly okay living with actual devils? So they believe, see, and fear real life devils walking amongst them in the streets. But goodness, if Nostradamus says the end of the world is happening, nah, that just tabloid sensationalism, hashtag fake news. I'm not about that, like, for real? But anyway, Yoshida continues saying in an experiment they had 30 convicts make contracts with the future devils on the condition that they would be released, and out of the 30 convicts who made contracts with the future devil, 23 of them will die on July of 1999, with the remaining 7 convicts being taken out within a week in the present time, which Fami confirmed. One other thing I like to add is Yoshida basically tells Fami right then and there, "You're a horseman, tell me the information you have, or I'm going to treat you like any other devil." Now, this man is either on some copium or he truly believes he can take out Fami. You gotta give this man some props that he is basically telling her, if you don't tell me what you know, I'm going to take you out by myself. It's like, damn, can Yoshida actually take out a member of the 4 horsemen single-handedly, or even with the assist of others? Who knows, but I love it. And let's actually talk about the organization Yoshida works for as well, because whether or not the organization he works for is corrupt, there's no point in gaining or manipulating powerful devils if the end of the world is actually upon them. He has close ties with public safety, so if anything, public safety and this secret organization personally seems like they are working together on this quote-unquote Nostradamus investigation. Speaking of, Fujimoto literally ripped this from the actual real-life writings of Nostradamus himself, and I think this can give us clues on who this great king of terror could actually be. So let me go ahead and read it for you. The year 1999, 7th month. From the sky shall come a great king of terror, shall be revived the great king of Angol Mois, before and after Mars' reign as chance will have it. Now, of course, after a quick Google search, I found out that Angol Mois is the anagram of an old French word, Mongolese, Mongolians, and thus referring to Genghis Khan. So is the great king of terror Genghis Khan? Confirmed. No, absolutely not. I mean, well, you know, at this point, I don't know what Fujimoto is cooking up, so maybe, but I don't think this great king of terror is going to be the Genghis Khan devil, all right? But whether or not Fujimoto really is going to take us cosmic and universal, which, you know, after the catastrophic threat that Makima was, and what she almost did by basically almost beating Chainsaw Man, where do we go from there? Yeah, you gotta go universal, you gotta get cosmic. Is it going to get ridiculous as a god devil? I don't know. And I do want to say, and I'm jumping a bit ahead of myself, if Death is the leader of the 4 horsemen, then Death probably isn't the final boss, because it seems like Fami is taking orders from someone much higher up. And that seems to make sense too, because the 4 great horsemen, you know, they're big shot devils, and there's primal devils, but there's probably one great king of terror, whatever that could be. So just some food for thought. The final exchange of dialogue that Fami ends up telling Yoshida here is that 40 seconds ago, a devil appeared at East District Tamino Apartments, the first of the devils who will shepherd the world to the ultimate terror. She is a devil with the name of a primal fear. Her name is And of course, Fujimoto is leaving us with a huge cliffhanger, and it transitions nicely to where we saw Asa and Yoru face off against, presumably, or so we thought, was the Death Devil. And I don't think it's going to be the Death Devil, or who I thought was the Death Devil. But now going off of chapter 122, it seemed like this mysterious girl really is nobody. And yeah, I know it's really easy for a lot of people to be like,
you jumped to too many conclusions, DJ Miles. It's like,
look, but the chapter ended with Yoru staring visibly in the middle of some girl who looked like Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family, okay? And we know Fujimoto loves Western films, movies, etc. But I was still right in assuming that there is some type of primordial devil happening here. Now, what's really interesting is that we know the whole concept of reincarnations of death and hell and Chainsaw Man. For a devil to come back to Earth, they have to die in hell, but primal fears and devils, we know never died at all. So how is this female primal devil still brought on Earth? It's probably coming from the power of this great king of terror, but more importantly, Fami says she is a devil with the name of a primal fear. Who can that actually be? Because we get this conversation between this guy and this woman talking about him getting a promotion at a job, and then nonchalantly he just asks his girlfriend or sister or whoever, hey, do you want to go ahead and just commit self-destruction with me? Self-destruction? Sure, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. And they jump off a balcony, and that's the end of them. Yoru says ruler sword and quickly realizes with their spidey sense, I can't take this devil out. Let's also be real, she also couldn't fight a bat devil. So I don't know why anyone would have thought Yoru would have even stood a chance against what this primal devil could be. Now, let's go ahead and pick this apart, because a lot of people are saying, is it a quote-unquote self-destruction devil? Let's think about that. Is self-destruction primal fears? No, think about it. Darkness is primal fear. Can it be the Heights devil? No, because they jumped off a balcony very nonchalantly. So whatever this primal devil is, has some type of control, but we know Nayata is the reborn again controlled devil. And when it comes to primal fears in general, any fears related potentially to physical suffering, bodily harm, illness, actual death, or the afterlife is usually linked to a fear of death. If you're afraid of rejection, humiliating yourself, or ending up alone despite your best efforts, fear of abandonment is what haunts you and probably your relationships. So I like that this could maybe be some type of abandonment devil. I know a lot of people are going to quickly assume, because I already see the other Chainsaw Man YouTubers say, is this the darkness devil? Look, I'll take the big fat L and say this girl was just a nobody, but Fami confirmed that this primal devil is a she, and if we know what the darkness devil looks like, I mean, this is like just some monster, okay? Like, this is literally a monster. Doesn't look like a female. I mean, who knows? Fujimoto could make it a female, but I'm going to say no. Doesn't look like a duck, doesn't act like a duck, whatever. Now, sure, I will give credit where credit is due, and this primal fear, just like the darkness devil, aesthetically, with the traits of the hands and, you know, kind of how it's designed, yeah, they do share similar features with one another. But look how it looks. It kind of like even resembles some little nuances of the Justice Devil and how Yuko kind of looked like when she was the Justice Devil, right? Now, I don't think that's necessarily the Justice Devil, but this is all to say, maybe if anything, Fujimoto is just giving these primal devils just certain characteristics to distinguish for all of us, just like how we know fiends have certain characteristics in their faces. This is probably how we can distinguish an actual primal fear with, you know, what is going on with their hands and whatnot, right? The only thing we do know for sure is that this person can control and manipulate the thoughts of others. Speaking casually about death, another popular choice, is it the death devil? I mean, it wouldn't be too surprising, since again, as I said in my theory video, which you should go ahead and check that out, it's still fantastic. Hey, all the 4 horsemen are females. This could be the death devil, but it's also a primal devil. And can death also be considered primal? Yes. And now that we know that there is a great king of terror, we know that the death devil or the death horseman can't be the final boss. If anything though, I do appreciate how this chapter really makes things in context seem more connected with how Asa's mindset was, because Asa was saying, hey, maybe I should die. And we all just thought she was just so depressed and so self-loathing that she wanted to off herself because, you know, she's a girl with anxious tendencies, very self-conscious about herself, and that's why she was going in the dark route that she was going in. But no, it seemed like this primal fear was trying to do something with Asa, which now retroactively makes it even more fantastic that Yoru said, yo, I gotta transform right now into Asa because I need to defend her because she is not in this right state of mind. I think I can safely say this is probably not the darkness devil. This isn't a self-destruction devil. It could be an abandonment primal fear. And even if this devil isn't one of the devils I mentioned in this video, you should still go ahead and watch it and, you know, just comment how DJ Miles, you're wrong. Take care, guys.